twins, the V8s, I'm back. Back for the third segment of my Vintageair install on the 70 Chevelle. So I just want to bring you up to speed if you didn't see the first two segments. I did all the under the hood things on the first two segments. I did the compressor mounting and alternator relocation on segment 1. Segment 2, I took apart the front of the car. We did the condenser, got that mounted, the lines, the receiver dryer, drilled the radiator support, got that all squared away. Now I'm going to move into the inside of the car. So I'm preparing to do the evaporator on the inside of the car, but I have to remove the original heater core. This car is not equipped with factory AC, so we're upgrading to AC from no AC. You can upgrade your AC from factory AC to the newer style Sandon type compressor with the folks at Vintageair, but this particular car had no AC, so we're making a complete retrofit. So what I've done in preparation for this video is I went ahead and did some of the first steps. So I removed the battery box, this right side fender skirt. As you can see, I removed the tire, I put it on the jack and all that stuff. I got the fender skirt out, and I removed the seat on the inside, and I moved the carpet and the kick panel. So now I've drained the coolant. So now I'm ready to start taking apart the dash. I'm going to bring the camera over so you can see some of the things that I've done, and we'll go from there. Okay, so as you can see from the inside here, I've got my battery box, my skirts out. This is the factory heater box, which does have to be removed for access to install the new heater box and the block-off plate. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to remove this. I've already drained my coolant so I can take my heater core and everything out of there. Now we're on the inside of the car. So what I've done in preparation for this is I removed the carpet sills on both sides. These cars have a two-piece carpet, or at least this one does anyways, because it has a bench seat. So I removed the bench seat, moved the carpet sills, I removed the front carpet, and I removed the kick panel over here on the passenger side. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on getting this dash disassembled so that we can work on removing this factory heater box here and putting the Vintageair piece in. Okay folks, I'm back. My project here, I've moved into the next phase of it. I removed the outer heater box cover, removed my heater hoses, put my drain bucket underneath the heater hoses just so that whatever residuals in the lines of the heater core drains into your drain bucket, not all over your garage floor, because it really sucks cleaning this up. So now I have this exterior removed. I'm going to move to the inside, and I'm going to start disassembling the inside so I can take that heater box out. So I'm going to come back with you once I'm in the inside, get some of that dash apart. We'll get that the factory heater box out, and we'll start working on putting the new evaporator core in. Completely disassembled the inside of the car. So in the previous segment I showed you how I took the heater box from the outside. Now I've removed the dash and the inner part of the heater box. I'll bring the camera over, I'll show you what's going on. So this is from the inside of the fender well. I've got my outer part of the heater box removed. This is the piece right here. Once you get the bolts out of there, it's kind of sealed on. You just take a putty knife or whatever and pry on it a little bit, should come right off. Now on the inside is this part of the heater box. You're going to see it on the dash facing this way here and attached to your controls. I just disconnected the controls from the dash so that I can transfer everything I need afterwards, kind of keep things in sub-assembly, so to speak. This is what the inside of my car looks like now. This area here was where the heater box was. Obviously the dash and stuff was out here. So the first thing I did was I removed the dash pad, the glove box, loosened the steering column, dropped the steering column down, got the dash pad off, got the glove box piece out, and then I disconnected some of my mountings to get it loose. Once I got it loose, it gave me access to everything, and then I disconnected all my wiring. You can see how I have a lot of little pieces of tape with numbers and writing on them. I like to mark all my wires. Anything that won't unplug, or even if it does have a plug on it, sometimes I'll put a little tag on there to say where it goes. It just makes it so much quicker when you put it back together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my my sub-assembly, my kit, so to speak. I'm going to get that stuff out of the box and assemble that and get ready to put my evaporator core in here. Back here with my installation. Now, I've done the first couple of steps. What I've done is I've mounted the defroster ducts that are provided in the Vintageair kit up here to the dashboard. It uses the existing holes in the existing hardware. Also, this car has what they call astro ventilation. It's a ductwork that comes off of the cowl area and goes to some vents on the dash. So they provide you with a couple of caps that cap those off. So I've installed those as well. And also, I've installed some adapters on the astro ventilation fittings on the back side of the dash to adapt it to the hose size of the Vintageair. I'll bring the camera over and I'll show you what I did. Okay, so here we go. So here's my ducts. Here's my factory holes with my factory screws on both sides, one there and one there. Here's my duct cap that goes over my astro ventilation things. I did the one on the other side over there as well. And then I'm going to bring you over and I'll show you this dash has the astro ventilation ducts. So in other words, if you look at the front of it, it's got this ductwork here. If yours has that, then this is the setup you're going to use. They give you an adapter here with 3 clips that pops this onto here. This adapts to the size that goes on the evaporator unit for the Vintageair. There's one of these on either side. Now I'm going to bring you into what I get going on here. I've got my hoses routed for the heater core and for the AC through the firewall, the squirrel cage for the original heater fan was. There's a block-off plate that you install there, and then you remove the kick panel in here, and then your hoses run through here and into the passenger compartment here. I also have the block-off plate installed for where the heater core originally was. So I'm going to bring the camera over and I'll show you how everything is routed. Okay, so here we are inside the car. This is where we had removed the kick panel. Obviously the dash is already out. This is the plastic piece that fills in where the kick panel vent was. That you install the grommets in there and you pull your hoses through. These 2 bottom hoses are the 2 water lines for the heater hose. And then you have your 2 that are going to go to the evaporator core for the AC. Now this is where this plate right here I installed to cover up where we had the big hole where we removed the existing heater core and heater motor fan box. So I got this all set. I just got this stuff sitting here so that the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the evaporator core unit in and bolt it in here and get these connected. Then I can work on the hoses. Now I'm going to bring you outside and show you what's going on. Here we are, we're out underneath the hood. As you can see here, this is my block-off plate. It goes on this particular application and bolts on from the inside. So what I'll do afterwards is I already put some sealer to seal that plate to the firewall until I have the fender skirt back in here so I can route these properly and make them look right. These are my 2 AC lines going down through here and over and into the fitting where the heater motor was. You can see it here a little bit. It comes up over here and you got your 4 lines running through. 2 bottoms are the heater, the 2 upper are the AC. So I got those run through, and these are just in here slack. So I'm just going to leave this, and next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on my evaporator core.